actually been two films in Midnight Madness this year. For whatever reason, the titles themselves are spoilers. One, last Saturday's No One Lives Where No One Lived. Tonight, John dies at the end. We're gonna find out if John actually dies at the end. If you're gonna close Midnight Madness, you've got to be operating at a bigger scale than even, say, the Barry Levinson directed The Bay, which was a great film this week. You need something that's going to bring a gargantuan crowd, and arguably you want something with a little Midnight Madness history. We've got that tonight with John Guys at the end. Don Coscarelli returning to Midnight Madness after the absolutely batshit insane screening of Bubba Hotep back in, I'm go 03, maybe 02? 10 years ago, legendary night at the Uptown Theater. We're here for John Dies at the End, which is the grand finale of Midnight Madness for 2012. I've been looking forward to this all week. Why don't we go see who's in line and talk to some of Midnight Madness's biggest fans.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Finn, and I've been coming to Midnight Madness for 2 years now. And this would be my 5th Midnight Madness movie this year. I really love Midnight Madness. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of very interesting people to meet, and everybody's really different, but all kind of brought together over the same love of horror movies. I'm obsessed with scary movies and anything basically thriller. I love it. Anything. I'm not too big on the gore, and they have a lot of gore for Midnight Madness, so, but it's still fun to kind of get out of my realm on that one. But I really love, they do cater at Midnight Madness to scary movies, so that's why I like it so much. And it's also nice to have the thrillers thrown in there.
How many years have you been coming to Midnight Madness?
I'd forgotten the years, but Ichi was a memorable one.
So that was like 02, I think?
I think you're right.
Okay, and you, sir?
Oh, about 22 years, 23 years.
When you started, was it still at the Bloor?
Yes, yes.
That long, okay, pretty good. Favorite Midnight Madness movie ever?
Ichi, by far. I took a date.
A date?
Yes.
How did that go?
His girlfriend still doesn't trust me because I recommended it.
So let's talk about your Midnight Madness experience in 2012 so far.
Zero. This is my first one this year, but it's the last one of the festival. Yeah. So, you know, this is the last premiere of the festival.
Well, I wanted to see the last film at the festival, so...
Well, I mean, if you're going to see any in the Midnight Madness program, I'd say the closer is always the one to see. How many miles exactly have you traveled to come to Midnight Madness right now?
It'd be 10,000 at least, I'd have to say. Like, it's a long trip from Melbourne.
Have you been enjoying the festival so far?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Just the experience. I mean, the films have been good, but just the experience of being around and seeing people and seeing the city and just the festival experience has been, like, fantastic.
So what are your top 3 films from TIFF this year?
I really liked Seven Psychopaths. I thought that was just hilarious. Quite different from In Bruges, like a totally, I guess, almost lighter, but still just hilarious. Silver Linings Playbook, which I was not really expecting to like that much. It's quirky without being like affectatious about it and like annoying about it, so I really like that. The number one is something I just saw today, which is Cloud Atlas, which I just loved. It's just like...
I was there too.
Yeah, staggering. It's been an awesome festival. I can't wait to come back. It might be a few years, but...
Yeah. Please do come back when you're able. We love having people here. Have either of you seen Bubba Hotep, which is this director's previous Midnight Madness film?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing. I'll be honest.
That's right. There's not going to be a test. Yeah. And what has drawn you to John Dies at the End specifically?
I'm a big fan of the book. One of the best books I've read in the last 20 years, probably in my top 10.
He's been talking about this book?
Wow.
Since he read it.
Yeah, the book's awesome. Funny, crazy, all kinds of different elements to it. Time travel, fantasy, sci-fi.
I haven't read it.
Yeah, paranormal, multi-dimensional. Yeah.
Right.
My name's Colin Geddes, and the program, the Midnight Madness Selection, and welcome. Welcome. It's been a wild ride all week, and we're not going to stop. It's going to get wilder with this one.
This may be an odd question. How long have you been coming to Midnight Madness?
How long has Colin been doing it?
Since '98?
Yeah. Yeah, same amount of time. We missed a couple of years, but we've tried to come.
When Colin was growing up, did you see anything that indicated he was going to end up here doing this?
No, he did actually. He used to look at the papers from Toronto. We lived out in the boonies, and I can remember he got really excited about this store because he thought it was a dinosaur store, and it was called Toysaurus, as in Toys R Us. But no, there wasn't anything. He really had kind of an ordinary growing up in the country childhood. It's a bit of a surprise. Sometimes it's a bit of a shock. It's just fun to come. Yeah, I love the ambience and the craziness and the enthusiasm of the crowd. It's just fun to be here.
Do you have a favorite movie from all these years?
Well, it's kind of coincidental, being as how it's a Don Coscarelli movie tonight. It was his last one here, Bubba Hotep.
Don Coscarelli, the director of Phantasm, Beastmaster, Bubba Hotep, and John Bars at the end.
There's somebody that Colin forgot to thank here, which I'd like to just take a moment. I think he's a national treasure. He's the creator of the Midnight Madness program, Mr. Colin Geddes. Thank you so much for everything that you do.
Let's wait for the sweet streaper. The sweet streaper.
That is one. All right. Ready?
Yeah. Matt Brown here. I've just gotten out of the last Midnight Madness of 2012. The film is called John Dies at the End. And I am going to speak about it in a single minute.
All right. A single minute is 60 seconds. Are you aware?
Yeah, I'm aware.
All right. 60 seconds on the clock. Starting.
Oh, what the hell? I just don't even know. I don't even know what I just saw. At Midnight Madness, eventually you hit the wall. And I hit the wall 3 minutes into John Dies at the End. I turned off my brain, by which I mean I closed my eyes and fell asleep, for what I really thought was like a fraction of a second. But when I came back, I was in a nightmare world of a movie that just didn't make any sense to me at all. And that's where I stayed for the subsequent 2 hours. I saw amazing things. I saw a dog driving a truck. Don't know why. I saw Glenn Turman's eyeballs explode. Didn't know he was in the movie. And I saw a girl with a no hand use phantom limb syndrome to open a ghost door. That's cool. So I have to assume John Dies at the End is pretty fucking great. But I'll never know, because I sort of was only partially in the room for the film. I will, at some point...
At some point what?
Try to see the film again.
Right. Was it an unpleasant way to ride out the end of Midnight Madness?
Oh, no, and it never is. Like, I'll put it to you this way. I missed the final midnight last year, and for literally 2 months after September, whatever that was, the 19th, I felt like I'd left the oven on or something. Like, it was like my brain was like, what did I forget to do? This thing's running like a Swiss watch now. It's a consistently solid program. It is probably the most consistently solid program at TIFF. And with the addition now of Vanguard, which is Midnight Madness's cool older sister, I think this sumbitch is going to take over the world. We've had a fun week here at thesubstream.com, and we actually just got name-checked on the Midnight Madness stage by Colin Geddes himself. Huge honor. Really appreciate it. Come visit substream.com anytime to see all of our coverage of stuff at the TIFF Bell Lightbox. Not related to the TIFF Bell Lightbox. We've got the Film Lab stuff. We've got reviews. It's a year-round thing. This is our September deal. Wait till you see our October deal. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you everyone who helped us out in line, everyone who talked to us all week. We really appreciate it. And for Midnight Madness anyway, we'll see you in 2013. Fun fact, no rain at this year's Midnight Madness. So at no time this week did the Ryerson smell like wet nerd.